My pleasure, Robbie.
Good on you. Nick
See you,
Reinberger.
mate.
See you, mate. Presented with ABC Illawarra, who's been spending a bit of time in that community. 6:26.
On 702 ABC Sydney.
Actually, speaking of communities, remember the love story we brought you a few weeks back about the sea eagles near Olympic Park that had been spotted? There was love lost and then love found again, and then the eggs that were found. There's a webcam up for these sea eagles near Olympic Park, and Judy Harrington is a ranger as part of the Olympic Park Authority. Morning, Judy.
Good morning, good morning.
You know what? I flicked on the webcam yesterday because we saw that something beautiful had happened, and there was this image of this majestic sea eagle who had just landed in the nest and was feeding the chicks. We couldn't work out whether it was a lizard or a bit of snake or something, but it was
a bit of fish, probably.
It might have been a bit of fish, yeah, of course, being a sea eagle, yeah. Feeding these two little fluffy balls their breakfast.
You got it just right. The magnificent eagle, you know, this big eagle, and then feeding so gently tiny little fluff balls. Exactly.
Here's a little from the audio of the webcam. You can hear the birds in the background. How are they faring anyway, Judy?
Really, really well. The two chicks, they hatched fairly close together, which is really interesting. And they're both feeding, a little bit of competition, a little bit of pecking between one and the other, but they're both eating fish, they're eating strongly, and doing fantastically.
And where does Mum get the fish from? Where's she fishing?
Down in the Parramatta River. It's probably mainly the male at this stage bringing the food in,
Okay.
but they will both eventually bring in food for the chicks as they get bigger. You're down in the river, in the wetlands of Sydney Olympic Park, loads of places round about, mainly fish.
Okay. Yeah. Have you done any work since these two hatched? Because we were there transfixed with the computer on yesterday for about 15-20 minutes going, actually, we should get back and do some work. It is it's a beautiful sight.
I was away, unfortunately. I was away overseas, and on my way home, they were told to wait till I got back.
Yes.
But they did hatch as I was on the way. But yes, it can be quite engrossing, and just watch them so long and doing really, really well.
They really should have listened to you, though, shouldn't they?
They should have.
If people would like to see it, it's a beautiful little Sydney story. The sea eagle chicks that have hatched and the webcam that is up there gives you a really great view. I almost said bird's eye view, but I didn't. Gives you
eagle-eye view.
Eagle-eye view is even better.
Yes.
A great view of these two. If people want to go to the website, Judy just mentioned it again.
It's www.sea-eaglecam.org, or if you just you could go to the Sydney Olympic Park website, the BirdLife website, or just Google Sydney Eagle Cam.
Yeah.
But if you want to come in, we have fantastic screens in the Discovery Centre, which is the armoury at Sydney Olympic Park, open on the weekend. Come in and you can have a look at it in its full glory.
Yeah, it is a pretty fascinating view, to be honest. Hey, good on you, Judy. So glad it's going well. Thanks very much for the update.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much.
Judy Harrington is a ranger at Sydney Olympic Park Authority. Just a little postscript to that beautiful love story that we were talking about with the sea eagles, and the fact that they'd had their chicks and have hatched. 6:30 is the time here on 702. We'll talk about the NAPLAN scores. They're out this morning. There is some criticism that there hasn't been a great improvement in the annual standardised tests. So what's the bottom of that? You'll hear from somebody from ACARA just talking about the results and what it means too, up next.
Good morning, Tony Matthews with ABC News. It's reported barrels suspected to contain chlorine gas have been dropped on a town in Syria, near where a Russian military helicopter was shot down on Monday. A spokesman for the Syria Civil Defence Rescue Service says 33 people, including women and children, have been affected in Sirakeb in Idlib province. British chemical weapons expert Hamish de Bretton-Gordon says the information he's gathered indicates Bashar al-Assad's government is responsible.
I have no doubt the regime are responsible. Whenever they've been in real troubles, the regime have used chemical weapons. At Ghouta on the 21st of August 2013, they killed 1,500 people using sarin. That saved Assad.
The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights also says people have suffered breathing difficulties after a barrel bomb attack, but couldn't confirm the use of chlorine gas. The Peak Doctors Group says it doesn't believe the underdosing of cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy treatment is widespread across the hospital system.